chew the fat and give our gut reactions on all things pop culture, film, TV and theatre. We talk to legends in the creative industry and those on the rise. We game old school. We support independent creatives. Got a project? Tell us about it. Get in touch. We do all of this, and a whole lot more. Like, subscribe, get involved. Join Lance Steen, Anthony Nielsen, and the Outcasts Creative.
What's going on? Late night with Lancey, and it is late. It's midnight in the UK, but I've missed out on a couple of these recently, and I normally do one after every open bar for about an hour. Opportunity to support other YouTubers if they want to pop on, talk about their channels, anything like that, whether they got 5 subscribers, 500 or 5,000. I really don't care. We got Blue Collar Loser in the chat, who's currently in the movie theater taking my kids to watch the movie. Let me know what Snow White's like, man. It's great that you've taken your kids to see Snow White. Or is that Ash? Is that different from Snow White, or is that the aftermath of Snow White, like the Ash? What's the latest on Justin, Blake, and Ryan? How the fuck should I know? Who's that? Give me more information, Drew. Greetings, programs from Desert Phoenix. Not seen you for a while, buddy. How are you? So, yeah, I don't normally go on camera on my late night shows, because it's late. And in fact, I don't know why, but I've got really bright lights on in here, so I'm gonna run and turn them down in a second. I think I got a buddy coming on shortly, but we're gonna talk about a couple of different things. Somebody on Open Bar mentioned this new movie that was coming out called Shadow Force, and I thought, well, that sounds kind of interesting. Feel like I want to check out the trailer for Shadow Force. So sure enough, I found the trailer. And actually, it's got one of my favorite actors in it. I got a real soft spot for Omar Sy, who first saw in this wonderful French movie that was remade, of course, in America, where he's the carer for a man in a wheelchair who's a kind of a curmudgeon. It's a good movie. Anyway, should we check out the Shadow Force trailer, guys? I think we should. I might get ratioed for this, but should we see what this trailer's like, and check out the trailer, see if it's any good, then we can talk about it. Okay. Well, I mean, listen, I like Omar Sy, and I actually do like Kerry Washington. I think she's a incredible actress. But man, I mean, Mark Strong playing a villain, he's played many times already. I don't know, man. I just feel like we've seen this movie already. We've seen this movie. People trying to retire out of a secret organization that they used to be assassins for, and guess what? They're not allowed to retire. So even though they're trying to live a peaceful life, the head man comes after them with all the forces at his disposal. I mean, we've been here, right? We've seen this before. This is a plot we've seen before. Wasn't Mr. and Mrs. Smith kind of in this similar vernacular? I think maybe they were hired to assassinate each other in that one. But I mean, we've seen this. We've seen this before. I mean, it looks mildly entertaining. I'm not going to be rushing to see it on the big screen. There's nothing that's saying I've got to see this at the cinema. This is a comfortable watch on Netflix or wherever it's going to land. If you're watching and you're going to see this at the cinema, shout out. Tell me in the chat what you think. Hey, Brian Norton, how you doing, buddy? This week, one episode of Adolescence. Yeah, listen, that's a good. Now, look, that's the kind of stuff we should be making. Adolescence won't be for everybody, but it is a fantastic, brave, bold piece of drama. The topic it's tackling is a big issue in the UK right now. We've had quite a few murders in schools or near schools and with kids involved, and It's something we're trying to get a handle on in this country, and I know in the United States it's more common. But and also that there's no cheats in that show. I know the guy who directed it. By the way, he was one of the main characters on Band of Brothers. Yeah, Stephen Graham. I mean, Stephen Graham is like the Robert De Niro of the UK, I would say, because I think he's more versatile than Tom Hardy. I find him a more interesting actor to watch. I like Tom Hardy, don't get me wrong, and I've met Tom. I've actually worked for Tom, and I do like Tom, but I find Stevens just he's maybe it's the scripts he's doing. I don't know, but Boiling Point, Adolescence. These are two incredible dramas. I preferred Stephen Graham's depiction of Al Capone, and I loved Stephen Graham in The Irishman as well. So yeah, Adolescence, guys, if you haven't checked it out on Netflix, you absolutely should be. It's a phenomenal piece of work. I think there were 4 of us scoring it on my show on Tuesday. So out of a potential 40 points, all of us scoring it 10 out of 10. It scored 38. So 2 of us gave it 9 out of 10, and 2 of us gave it 10 out of 10. And I don't dish out 10s very often. I really don't. Well, there's a couple of different cases that this was inspired by. The most recent one, the kid was black for sure. But there's no, there was a kid that killed another kid in a school. The kid was white. So it's a whole load of things. The girl should be arrested in the fight sequence in the school. I tell you what, if you think that, I can tell you now that fights like that occur in most schools multiple times a day in the UK. Multiple times a day. So and I think I mentioned this in quite a few streams, and I think I've mentioned it in quite a few interviews. This is another thing that Stephen Graham did, which was this boxing thing on Disney. I'd be very interested to know if anyone's seen it. If you have seen it, what do you think of it? I thought it was okay. I thought it looked good. But I wasn't really, I didn't really care about any of the characters. We have Erin Doherty again in the show, and she's very good in it. And she's also in Boiling Point, and I think this is who I'm talking about here. I think she's a phenomenal actress. I think she's going to get an Oscar or a BAFTA, I would say, within no longer than the next 5 years. I absolutely guarantee she's going to get one of those 2 awards within the next 5 years. She's a phenomenal actress, and it's quite hard for young female white actresses to break through now because there's so many of them. It's the largest demographic. They've got to work twice as hard, 3 times as hard as everybody else. Jason Fleming would agree with you. He should have been in the Boiling Point show because it was established that he was the villain in the movie and was the person who'd lent Stephen Graham's character some money to get the restaurant and so on. And then they kind of counteracted that with the woman who was like the the host, the sort of top maitre d', whatever you call her. She was the one who claimed she was buying the business. Like maybe she came in and took over the loan, or her dad, but that was not really properly. They didn't really properly explain exactly why that was happening. You could kind of fill in the blanks, I suppose. But yeah, Fleming's character definitely should have been in the Boiling Point TV show. I absolutely agree with you. In fact, I'm going to pass that comment on to him. In fact, I'm going to take a screenshot of that right now, mate. And I'm going to send it to him. He's probably asleep now, but I'll send it. I'll send it to him, Brian. Hold on, I'm just taking a picture. There we go. Send. I'm sending that to my fictional Jason Fleming best friend, my brother in all but name, in all but blood. Yeah. So let's move on. Like I said, any topics that anybody would like me to talk about, just give me a shout and I'll bring it up. I'm just going to post this in my Facebook because I think I forgot to do that. I am talking about it. I think someone's doing a review of Adolescence on my friends list. Talking about it live right now. Yeah, everybody's talking about it, and it's funny how divided people are over that show. And what I've noticed is that people in the industry, actors, absolutely love it because it's an actor's dream, that kind of project. You know, you're partly improvising your dialogue. You're in the room or in scenes with people of extremely high caliber. And I've noticed that those types of people that are connected to the industry, really do like Adolescence. Whereas people that just watch your average drama, some of them like it, mainly the ones that have got parents, mainly the ones who've got children of a similar age to the child who's been arrested. They are really moved by it. They're positively frightened by it. I think they're the ones who are really impacted by it. I think other people who just kind of want to, you know, they want more your typical Sunday night sort of TV drama with a traditional narrative, because there's a lot of complaints about there not being a proper ending to the show. You know, people complain about that. I think some people are disappointed in the ending of the movie, but I think the ending's fine. What I like about the show is it explores things that we don't normally see, stuff that we don't normally talk about, and I think the show is that's one of the strengths of the show, you know, because I've seen lots of stuff from the victim's point of view. The ending for the family of the protagonist is their son has pleaded guilty. He's going to prison. That's it. And somehow they've got to continue their life. And you don't really need to see another episode after that, because you've already seen in episode 4 what their life is going to be like. It's not going to be very nice. You know, it's a challenge. All right, let me have a look at these comments here. Have I been watching Severance? Okay, that's a good topic to get into. So I'll bring up that in just a second. Never knew imaginary friends had a bedtime. Yeah, good, well, indeed. I don't think the show just said that. I take your point, but I don't think it was just saying that. But I the point about Andrew Tate and whatnot was made via one of the children. But then when you saw the kid, you could see that he had all kinds of psychological problems beyond that. So, you know, I have not seen season 2 of Severance yet. Should I watch it? You're kind of making me worried there a bit, Drew, with that comment. Yeah, Bates versus Post Office. I did the stage play about that, right? And my play was first 3 years before that. And I covered everything that Stage Bates versus Post Office covered and more stuff. My play is actually on YouTube. It's hidden because we're putting it on again. It's not in a public area. But I could show you some clips of it, you know. And yeah, it's basically not for public consumption. And we filmed it during a matinee. I think during a matinee performance. Yeah, so false accounts. Anyway, that was that's the name of the stage play. It might be coming on again. I will see. Let me get the page up for Severance. I want to show that. Oh, hang on, there we go. No wonder I can't find it. I'm on totally the wrong thing. Right. Okay. Well, Diabolical Souls might be popping on here in a little bit. So, yeah, that was. I'm just reading through the. Just reading through the comments after Open Bar. So, yeah. So, right. Let's have a look at Severance. So, if Severance season 2 is not worth it, I mean, I quite liked Severance, but I felt it should have been a 1-season show. I didn't feel this was a world I needed to revisit again and again. You know, I certainly didn't want to see multiple seasons. I mean, if the second season rounds it all off and it's all good, great. But I'm not looking to watch multiple seasons of Severance. Just because I think the Twilight Zone nature of the plot, good though it is, like this actress, by the way, doesn't lend itself to a multiple season story for these kind of like slightly sort of strange shows. Bearing in mind that the producers and the creative team have got, you know, if it's 8 or 10 or 12 episodes, however that may be, 40 minutes an episode, shall we say, they've got plenty of opportunity to do all kinds of stuff with it, you know. I'm just going to invite filmmaker Matthew Holmes to come on because his you know, he's got his new movies actually just gone on to Amazon. I'm going to send him the link and see if he wants to come on. And I've shown the trailer for his film before. In fact, I think I've still got it in my little bells and whistles here. So I might show it again so you guys can see it. Wouldn't it be funny if it got copyright flagged? Because I was the first person to read the script for it. I think I've still got the trailer for it. Let me have a look. Severance has got a really good cast. I really like the writing. I think it sets the mood really well. Oh yeah, I do have the cost trailer. There it is. But you know, as a story in terms of character arcs and stuff, I felt, yeah, like I said, I felt I didn't want to be watching season upon season of this show. You know, he's perfectly cast, this guy, in the lead role. I like him as an actor. And I think the supporting cast in this show are really good. But should I be watching season 2. I mean, is it if you're telling me season 2 is no good, then not sure I'm going to watch it. The you are. Yeah, Patricia Arquette is surprisingly terrifying in this show. She's she's pretty scary. She's pretty scary in Severance. Like to hear some opinions from people in the chat if you're watching and you've seen Severance. What do you think of it? How are you enjoying season 2? I think there's one episode left. I think it's been dropping weekly. So let me know your thoughts. What do you think? Yeah. And what is that lady carrying? It's an interesting show. Very much an actor's wet dream, this kind of show, because it's not big on action. It's all about aesthetic, and it's all about performance and tone, and very much an actor's show. So I don't know if Matt's around, but you know what? I'm going to show the trailer. So the cast is on Amazon Prime, but it's now called Cost of Vengeance, which Matt hates that title. Bearing in mind, he's the guy that directed it, and they've renamed it Cost of Vengeance, which kind of gives away shitloads. But this is the trailer for The Cost. Check it out.
So let me ask you guys an honest question. Are you serious campers? Or are you just up here getting away from the missus and the kids? For me, it's a getaway. You married?
Hey, baby.
Not anymore.
Just letting you know I'm on my way home now.
She was murdered. Troy Chapman, you raped and murdered Stephanie Baker. You were sentenced to 32 years. They let you out in 10. I'm her husband. I'm her brother. I have spent years planning every detail of this. She begged you to stop. And why should we? It's not too late. He still let me go. What makes you think we'd ever let you go?
Remember what he did to her. You keep that in front of your mind. This is justice, mate. And we're the only ones who can give it to her.
You do this, you will never be the same.
I love you.
You let him get inside your head. He's manipulating you. We go through with this, I won't be able to live with it.
We have gone so far past the point of no return.
Yeah, for reasons best known to the distributors, that is now called The Cost of Vengeance. I wonder if they've changed the title on IMDb. So I can tell you now that I was the first person to see a cut of that movie, and actually gave feedback appropriately to Matt, the director. And you know what the annoying thing is they've changed the title right to Cost of Vengeance. So people are going to look up Cost of Vengeance on IMDb, and they're going to come across this film directed by Mark Braddock, which is not that movie. Okay, it's not that movie. So reminds me of The Killing Season. Yeah, that's a fair comment. It's got that kind of Blood Simple vibe. this is the IMDb page. So basically, Matt decided to shoot something in lockdown. You know, like they started easing the lockdown things, and lockdown was pretty tight in Australia. And within the restrictions, you know, in other words, maximum number of people in a gathering, whatever it was, and all that kind of thing. So it's basically Matt, Matt and a sound guy, and his 3 actors and a couple of crew. And they went out and they shot this with very limiting budget. I think that the shooting budget was about $40,000, $50,000, something like that. So they did not have a lot of money. And despite the lack of budget, they went out and they shot the movie. And it's a cracking little film. And when you think about, you know, was it $320 million that was spent on the electric state, which by the way, I didn't hate that as much as everybody else, but I didn't hate it at all. I just thought for $320 million, we could have had a much better movie, or we could have had a season of, you know, 3 different things. I just thought it was a shameful waste of money. Whereas this, like I say, is shot for sweet Fanny Adams and is actually a pretty tight, gripping thriller, extremely well acted. I mean, the actors proper commit to this film. And there's an interview with all 3 of the cast on my channel there. I think all 3 of them came on with Matt and the director. I think it's industry interview, the cast of the cost. I think it's probably in the industry interview 50 or something like that. Maybe we can have a quick look, see if we can find it. It may have been, I may have done it as a special episode. I'll have to think about that now. Let me have a quick look. We'll go on the channel and we'll have a quick look at the playlists here. If you'd like my opinion on anything else, I'm quite happy to talk about any topic. Just put it in the chat and I'll have a chat. I'll have a chat about it. But yeah, so I did like season 1 of Severance. I wasn't busting my ass to see season 2. So these are my industry interviews on the channel. So if you click on the industry interviews playlist, this is it. And I started off with a couple of really big heavy hitters. So Jason Fleming and Phil Davis are 2 top tier British actors. And then I'm sort of diversified a bit, and Chris Jones runs the UK Screenwriters Festival. It's a very big 4-day event, 4 or 5-day event that takes place in London every year. So that was really interesting. He also runs this other thing called The Impact and so on. Alex Reese and Darren Tassel are 2 working actors who also run V Show Cards, which is like an actors industry platform, and so on. Anyway, various other people. Andrea Ware, British actress working in Canada, working on Snowpiercer and things like that. Valile Tushalabla was one of the assistants of Doctor Who. Anthony DeLongis was in The Sword and the Sorcerer, among many other things. Craig Conway, frequent collaborator of Neil Marshall's. But let's see if we can find, as a director of Rambo 3, by the way, that was a great one. Danny Webb's a great interview. Alan Graff, what a legend. Fantastic chap. But the cast of the cost are on here. By the way, the longest interview I ever did, just shy of 3 hours. David, let me tell you one more story, McGiffert. Oh, just fantastic. Debbie Evans was on for 2.5 hours. She has got the highest number of film credits on IMDb for a stunt woman, over 500 credits. Just a phenomenal actress. Here you go. So the cost, just under an hour, This is the interview with the cast. So what I'll do is I'll just pop on at least one. Oh, there we are talking. Look, let me grab that for you guys, and I'll whack that link in the chat. So if you want to find that, you can find that easily. There you go. I'll just pop that in the chat there. Wormy Spoons has got a question for me. Oh, Rachel's talking about adolescence as well. That's good. By the way, Rachel, if you want to pop on, you can be off camera. If you want to pop on, you fancy popping on now, I'll give your channel, I'll give your website a little plug. Come on and talk to me about what you thought of adolescence. Yeah, it was good. So Wormy Spoons has a question, and his question is, I watched this movie. I think it's French. I imagine it had a tiny budget if you like stuff like The Cube or Platform. It's called Meander. If you want to check out the trailer. Okay. Has anyone seen Delicious about the cannibals on that's pretty cool. Let's see. Running out the door, potential investor. Yeah. Matt would have popped on, by the way, but he's literally just going for a meeting with another investor for his latest film. Otherwise, he would have popped on. So, yeah. Let's have a look at. Well, we'll have a look at that. We'll have a look at that, Wormy. We'll have a look at that. So yeah, this is the chat with the cast of the cost, and it's a really good interview. Very, very interesting. Gord King, by the way, has seen the cost. Matthew sent it to him to watch, and he really liked it. And I think any YouTubers that would be interested in talking to Matt about the film on your channel, I think he'd be very willing to come on and have a chat with you about it. So yeah, why don't you get in touch with him, or get in touch with me and I'll put you in touch with him. That's probably an easier way of getting hold of him. And I'll show you some of the other interviews I've done, because I think a lot of people don't realize how many there are, or who they are. That there is so many on here. I've got stunt coordinators, different actors. We have first ADs, Dennis McGuire, who did Karate Kid 2 and Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade, you know. Adrian Tay, who directed Molebat. That's a great interview. He's such a lovely guy. I've had graphic designers come on, talk about their projects. We had director Ron Underwood. Fantastic interview. Peter Murnick was such a great guest as well, who starred in Andersonville and has been on dozens of TV shows, mainly playing cops and military guys. But yeah, he's such a lovely man. And he's invited me to come and stay with his family and come and have dinner with them in America. I would love to be able to do that, but not right now. Will Gilby's an independent film director who is one half of the team that brought you Rise of the Foot Soldier. So yeah, and he did a great little film called Jericho Ridge. It's a really good little movie, which I highly recommend you watch if you've not seen. Simon Lewis, who wrote the book The Making of a Bridge Too Far, that was great getting him on. Yeah, I had film director Jimmy Boosh, who is an independent film director, friend of mine. Finally got him on. Took a while, but Jose Zuniga, who was in Alive, among other things, and he's also done episodes of The Shield, Snowfall, Twilight, The Expanse. That's a great interview. Really good stuff. Let me see what else people are saying in the chat. How many episodes is Adolescence? Blah blah blah. 4 episodes for Adolescence. Yeah. Neds. I've got a couple of friends in Neds. Pretty sure it's Neds that they're in. Oh, I'm hungry, man. I'm hungry. What did I have to eat today? 4 sausage rolls for dinner. Don't think that was enough. Milana Jackson, by the way, is definitely one of my favorite interviews, and she was on for 2 hours and 20 minutes. Charles Band, we definitely could have done with more time. We ran out of time with him, and I had so many more questions for him. Nikki Marshall, likewise, very tight for time. She was, but so grateful that these people came on and gave me their time at all. Lawrence Monason, lovely guy, fantastic interview. Tom DiCillo, who directed Living in Oblivion, gave Peter Dinklage his first big break. Roy Wagner's just a cinematographer. He worked with John Ford. So think about that. You know, the great director of the Westerns, Roy Wagner, was on one of his sets. Roy Wagner met Alfred Hitchcock, and he talks about that. So that's really interesting. Laura Banks, such a lovely woman, one of Wrath of Khan's ladies. She was a wonderful guest, and I still talk to her fairly regularly. I had a whole lot of people from the music scene start coming on. So we had Danny Lyons MC, the first of many. And then I had various indie people come on, comic book creators, authors, people that I wanted to support who were trying to climb up the ladder. So again, if you're an indie creative, this is why the channel is here. It's here to support you. We will get you on a podcast as long as you've got a project, as long as you've got something I can see. Michael Habelfellner was a great guest, and it's funny because he's also on the rave scene, so sometimes I see him when I'm out raving, which is always really lovely, you know. Actress Cindy Pickett, definitely one of my favorite guests of all time. Watch the last 20 minutes of that interview. My God, she drops a bombshell in that interview. So I am good at multitasking. Anthony P, that was a really nice interview as well. Vicky Lee, Parthian Huxley from the Electric Light Orchestra, another great one. Again, then two fairly young authors in terms of their careers, and then we had the 100th interview where my non-best friend Jason Fleming and the drinker, who I'm also not friends with apparently, came on to the channel. So where do they find these people to say this nonsense? Yeah, and then I think I've had one more since then. I think we're missing one. Industry interview 104 is not here. So hang on, let me go and check in the bowels of the Outcast Creative channel. I think we're missing some. Somebody said there's some new news in the Gene Hackman thing. I certainly hope not, because it's already awful. Can anyone enlighten me? I'd rather not watch silly YouTube articles about it if I can help it. But if there is any relevant stuff, he was my favorite actor of all time. So I'm going to be writing a biography about Gene Hackman's career later this year. So that's going to be one of my new projects. So we've got an industry interview. Oh, there it is, 104. Yeah. I don't think that's been put in the right. Let me just check. Let's have a look. No, it hasn't. Tut, Lance. Terrible. Hang on, I'm just going to add that. Yeah, my last guest, Ryan Kruger, who wrote and directed the new version of Trash. So I've just updated that. So if we do that, if we click on refresh on here, and then we go down, he should now be on the list with, yeah, there we go, at the bottom. And actually, we've got another one coming up. Cameron Jack is, I've got an interview with Cameron Jack coming up next week. He'll be on next Wednesday. So I'm just going to make sure that's in the right category. I haven't got a proper thumbnail for him yet, but he is currently in the Wheel of Time. So we've used the poster for the Wheel of Time as a holding thing for him. Okay. That gives you just some idea of some of the interviews that are on here. I mean, it's a really wide range of people at every level, different jobs, creative jobs, right across movies, gaming, music, theatre, writers, games designers. I've got them all on here. So, and at every level of success. Yeah, Procto, jump on, buddy. I'm just got 11 people watching. I'm gonna be really reckless. I'm just gonna throw the link in the chat. So Procto, you got a couple of minutes to copy and paste it, and then I'm gonna delete it. Okay. So there we go. Thank you for the $2 as well. Appreciate that. Love Hackman. Hoosiers. Yeah, we picked, me and the Inside Man picked our sort of 5 favorite Hackman performances, and yeah, that was one of mine. Oh, hang on, sorry mate, I just deleted. Why did I do that? I just deleted your super chat completely accidentally. I meant to delete the link. Hey Axels, how you doing? I'm proper cocking up. Right, Procto's with me. Hello, mate. How are you?
What's going on?
Good to see you, buddy.
Likewise. How you feeling?
I'm good. While I've got you, I'm gonna dash quickly to the kitchen and grab a banana. Not something I normally say on my streams. Just give me 2 secs.
Oh, do your thing. Do your thing.
You can fill in and talk nonsense for 30 seconds.
Oh, what do I do with this opportunity? There's so many things. But I suppose I'll be nice. So how's everybody else doing? How you doing, Rachel? How you doing, Wormy?
All right, I'm back. So I've been avoiding carbs. So I've been very healthy. But when you eat like chicken and lettuce and stuff, and asparagus, which is what I had today, your stomach's going like, what? There's no stodge. I'm hungry. So now it's like giving me hunger pains at 1:15.
Yeah, like if you're actively just eating like the healthy stuff, your body is just like, it doesn't. It's all the but it's all the unhealthy stuff that it makes you like stop feeling hungry. If you eat a salad or whatever, then your body's just like, what was that? That ain't satisfying. That ain't shit.
There's a bit of that going on. I don't know if you've seen all the interviews that are on my channel before.
Not yet. I've been perusing them at my leisure while I'm working. This
is the list of them here.
Yeah.
And I'm just going through them. It was quite entertaining on Open Bar tonight. Somebody started having a pop at me. They went, you're that weird woke Lance guy that's infiltrated Drinker's channel. And I was like, what? What's all this about? Huh?
Yeah, I'd say like,
yeah. And they called me a weird lefty or woke lefty or something.
Okay. I'd like to see the evidence to support that, but okay.
I was like, listen, man, first of all, you don't even know how I vote.
Right. Not like it's any of their business anyway.
I don't have any one political narrative in my life. I judge each topic on its own merits.
Yeah, as you should.
Indeed. And I mean, I'm not going to get into politics on the channel.
Yeah, politics is boring and dumb.
But I thought, dude, you're starting to have a pop at me. And I'm a moderator on this channel, but I thought, you know what? I'm just going to let this guy hang himself. So I let him carry on insulting me in the chat. In the end, one of the other moderators banned him, and I was like, "Oh, mate, you should have let him carry on."
Right?
I was enjoying that.
Yeah. So, occasional, ramblings from the delusion.
But it was funny because he was going, oh, you claim to be a mate of Jason Fleming's or whatever. And I was like, well, yeah, I am a mate of his. Not only that, he co-owns copyright to all of my work. You can find that. It's actually written in most of my books. And not only that, but he was also the first guest on my channel when I did my interviews, and he was also on my 100th interview.
I was live for that.
Welcoming him back, along with Drinker, who's also a friend of mine outside of YouTube. And Jason's also been on my channel about 12 other times. He's like popped up on my Nielsen ratings about 3 times. He comes in sometimes for 20 minutes here and there. He's called me a couple of times when I've been live, and actually like I've put him on speaker and shit. So yeah, I mean we've been mates since the mid 90s or something, in the late 90s.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I just was like, who is this fucking idiot?
Back when friendships were built to last.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not this banana, which I'm demolishing quite quickly.
Nah, just get a look at them wrong, they'll just rot away.
But what have you watched recently?
Most recently, when I went to my local cinema,
you saw Snow White?
No. I'm gonna go.
Just kidding.
Way better taste. I went to go watch the Looney Tunes movie.
The Looney Tunes movie. Did you? Was that with your kids or?
I don't have any kids, but but I watched The Day the Earth Blew Up, which is the new Looney Tunes movie, and I had to go watch it because I had to go support my girl Candy Milo, who was one of the first voice actresses kind enough to actually pop onto my little podcast. And super cool lady, absolutely adore her. I've already, successfully scrounged up 2 like pre-release copies of her book, Surviving the Odd. And yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you what, she wants to come on my channel and plug her book. Tell her she's welcome.
I will let her know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been a big old fan of her for the longest time. She was the original voice of Dexter on Dexter's Lab way back in the day.
Right.
And like that show, when I was a kid, like 5 years old, when you're in school, drawing little pictures of what you want to be growing up, my little drawings were of me as a scientist, and that was directly inspired by her playing Dexter. So being able to interview her was one of the coolest fucking things I've ever done.
I need to you'll have to send me you're on my Twitter, aren't you? I think you're on my Twitter.
Yeah.
Send me the link. DM me the link for the interview on my Twitter, or even just do a public post and tag me, and I'll watch it. Not today, but I'll watch it sometime soon.
Yeah. Well, sadly, my co-host is the guy that does all the editing and stuff, and he is really, really lazy about it.
Oh, okay.
So as soon as he gets it done, I will definitely.
Oh, so the interview's you haven't put it up yet?
No, all that's up to him. He does all of the editing and stuff. I do all the networking.
All right. Well, let me know when it's up. Send me the link, and I'll definitely watch it. For anybody wondering what Proctofile looks like, this is a pretty accurate picture.
Not entirely wrong.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So,
you would be shocked what that tongue can do.
Yeah. I'd buy that for $1. So while we're on is this a good fun kids movie before we move on?
It is pretty fun, all in all. There were a couple bits that really took me out of it. And those were the more modern jokes. Like at one point, Daffy and Porky are trying to, raise money by doing whatever the hell they can think of. And one of their ideas is that they could become influencers and post stuff on the internet, get paid for it. So Daffy yeah.
God forbid. Yeah.
Yeah. So Daffy's idea for making money is to take a bicycle pump and inflate his ass and just shake it in front of a camera. That surprisingly took me out of it.
Yeah, normally for you that would be maximum appeal, but
right. Yeah, under most conditions, or in most situations, I'm all in for that. But that was just this is like seeing a family member or your mom doing that shit. I'm like, no, I grew up with you guys. This is wrong.
Yeah. Well,
loved Farmer Jim.
Does it have that kind of what do I want to say? Oh my God, what's wrong with my brain? It is quite late and I am quite tired. But Pixar, does it have that Pixar adult humor that's like there are jokes that the adults will get that maybe the kids won't, or is this squarely aimed at kids?
Yeah, they're like that bit with the tongue hand. Yeah, there are some more adult jokes, but this is more aimed for people who grew up with the show. They are aware that you are much older now and can take certain jokes a lot better, but they do try to more or less keep that vibe from back in the day.
Got him. Well, that's yeah. Well, that's available now. I don't think it's in the UK yet, so they must be reserving that for us. But why don't we? What I was thinking we could do is now that Snow White's been out, I don't know how many days. Did it open on Friday? I guess it opened on Friday, right? And,
yeah, I think it opens like tomorrow over here.
So, I mean, okay, there's 10 user reviews and there's 79 critic reviews. Let's have a look at some of these user reviews. Yeah. Okay, so we're starting off with 2 out of 10, an unnecessary remake of a classic tale. Now, before let's see, let's have a look. Has this person done other reviews? Yes, they've rated a few things, but it's yeah, they've rated some things. Oh, and they've given quite a few things. They rated Electric State 1 out of 10. Okay, so they have rated some things, so it's not somebody who's just come on just to bash Snow White, to be fair to it.
They rated the Looney Tunes movie. They rated it a 7 out of 10.
But they say here, if we put aside the political controversy and discussions revolving around the film, which I agree one should, and just evaluate the film purely on its merit, focus on the remake itself, it's still unnecessary and quite dull. Yeah. Did they do a remake of Pete's Dragon?
At what point? Because
I don't know. Have they done a
one from a number of years ago, but I never watched it.
Well, when you say the one from a number of years ago, are you talking about the one from 1980 or 1979, or did they do one?
No. There was one from like early 2000s, I think.
I haven't seen that. I've got a real soft spot for the original Pete's Dragon because I went to see it with my grandmother. So,
oh wow, yeah, it was 2016.
Yeah, okay. Well, I don't want to see that. So there's another 2 out of 10. Disney Snow White is yet another misguided attempt to modernize a classic, but instead of breathing new life into the beloved fairy tale, it strips away everything that made the original special with uninspired performances, weak visuals, and forgettable music. This film serves as a prime example of why not every animated masterpiece needs a live-action remake.
100%.
Okay, then we have a 1 out of 10. Disney's live-action remake Snow White is yet another attempt to cash in on nostalgia, but unfortunately it falls flat in almost every regard, from lackluster performances to subpar CGI. This film struggles to capture the magic of the original classic. Rachel Zegler, a miscast lead. She delivers a strong performance that feels stiff and uninspired, while undeniably has a strong singing voice. A lot of people have said her singing is good. Fair play. Her acting lacks warmth and charm that made the animated Snow White so beloved. Her line delivery comes off as forced, and she struggles to bring emotional depth to the character. Instead of exuding the innocence and kindness associated with Snow White, well, that's Hollywood, baby. Sorry, couldn't resist that.
I genuinely look forward to forgetting about her.
Another bad apple in an already spoiled bunch. So that's 4 out of 10. And then we have a couple of positive ones here. So again, let's see.
Oh, is that an 8 out of 10? Damn.
Yeah. Well, let's see if this is a real reviewer. They have done.
They got 1K downvotes on that. God damn.
They have done some other reviews. They've done 2 other reviews.
Oh,
so both in all of these reviews are all in March, right? Okay, so in other words,
so before it even came out,
well, what they've done is they've done 3 reviews of 3 films, all that have come out within 2 days of each other. And you know why that is, don't you? It's to make this review seem more valid.
Okay, I got you.
If it was a genuine reviewer, they would have done several reviews over time.
Yeah.
So that's probably a fake account, I'm going to say now.
Yeah.
So we got a 7 out of 10.
Oh my God, so bad.
This guy's done some ratings, but okay, he's done a 3 out of 10 review for Lightyear. I thought Lightyear was very disappointing.
No, he also did a 7.5 review for Stranger Than Fiction.
Yeah,
which I think is a little.
That's probably a genuine reviewer, but not a particularly proactive reviewer. But yeah, probably genuine. So just to be fair, just got home after watching Snow White. Many of you are probably familiar with all the ridiculous drama surrounding the movie, and all of that just made me more curious and wanting to see it. I can admit I was quite skeptical at first, but I was pleasantly surprised. It's almost the same as the original film from 1937. With new scenes, new songs, and new characters, and it actually worked. Rachel Zegler was a good fit. How can you say it's almost the same, except with new scenes, new songs, and new characters? That doesn't sound the same to me.
It's like the opening to
Prince's replacement was quite okay. He had more character development than the Prince in the original had. We didn't really know anything about the Prince in the original, other than he's just a prince. So I think that's all we really ever know. I don't think. Brian Norton is in Japan. He hasn't seen any advertising for Snow White, and even his students who love Disney are not talking about it. So don't forget, Rachel.
To be fair,
still come on.
Japan.
Yeah. Poisoned apples all round. 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10. It's diabolical, honestly. Oh my God, so bad. This movie makes no sense. It's a complete disaster. My 3-year-old was so upset because the cartoons that she watched did not look the same in the film. A very different kind of Snow White. 9 out of 10. This is the best review on IMDb so far. Let's see how many other reviews.
3-year-old like that.
Okay, so this person did a great review of Beverly Hills Cop, they gave it 10 out of 10. Wicked, they gave it 10 out of 10. Snow White, they did 9 out of 10. And those are the only 3 reviews they've ever done.
Wow.
Do we think this person might work for a studio? I think
probably.
So. I mean, you can't give Beverly Hills Cop, as much as I quite enjoyed the movie. Axel F is not a 10 out of 10 movie. It's a 6 out of 10 at best. I'm probably not even sure I'd go that high. It was fun seeing the characters again, but it wasn't a great film. So Wormy Spoon sent me the trailer for Meander, which is a 2021 film that he said I might find interesting. Let's have a quick butchers at that. Damn. Hold on a second. Sorry, just replying to something.
No worries. You do your thing.
Right. Okay. So, yeah. So this is. I don't know much about this other than I think it's French. Let's have a quick look. I'm probably going to get. I've already showed one trailer on this stream. Can you hear this?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Okay.
Help! Help!
Help! Is this a sequel to The Cube?
like she's in some kind of game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who's that?
You're gonna die.
Mama.
I have to say, I'm quite intrigued. I think it looks quite interesting. I do like a strong concept movie.
Yeah. This looks like Saw as made by extraterrestrials or something.
Now, hang on, there's a Scott Adkins film here who's, he's kind of the Jean-Claude Van Damme of the 2020s. I think that's fair description. I think he's a better actor than Van Damme. He does really sort of action. Very good fight scenes in this film. Very good.
Small town rookie cops like you keep screwing up. Don't screw up. Kyle and Emily Rust wanted for multiple counts of bank robbery and murder. We got 3 men back up to the farm. Kyle's on his way back there now. This is Emily Rust.
What are you doing here, John?
Bringing criminals into justice. You a hunter or you hunted?
I need a crew.
I came back for my woman.
So this is Bonnie and Clyde meets Assault on Precinct 13.
Not today.
Did you not bend the law to stop a man like Rust? To break it.
That's Billy Zane, isn't it? That's
That
Billy
doesn't
Zane.
make you a good person.
Met him.
There are laws and
Maybe
Yeah. See about it.
It's worth dying for.
How's it going, Sheriff? Sure you want to do this? Come on, boys! Let it on it!
It is over.
It is far from over.
I reckon that, that's probably a very average movie, but I reckon Beers and a Pizza, you're well away.
Yeah.
That kind of
be
film.
too terrible.
Hey, I don't know this person, Guy 4X, who's ready for Happy Gilmore 2, another fart in the wind, surely. Do you know what? This may surprise you. I have not seen the first Happy Gilmore movie.
Oh. Now you're just missing out.
I mean, is it good?
It is fun in a lot of ways.
Yeah, because I quite like Adam Sandler as a person. I really rated him when he did that speech, picking up that award. Was it for that film he did? Was it called Rough Diamonds or whatever the name of the film was?
Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems, right? I was close. Great little film. Fucking killer ending. The last 10 minutes of that film are just like, it happens so quickly. You're like, hang on, oh my God, I need to watch. Hang on, what happened? What happened? Did that really just happen? Oh my God. It's kind of like that. And I loved his speech, and he went, to my fellow nominees, I'm so sorry that you'll be forever known as the 3 people who lost to Adam Sandler. And I just thought that was such a great line, and I thought, I love this guy.
That level of self-awareness among any actor is
I think you're prepared to laugh. Yeah, you're prepared to laugh at yourself to that degree. It always says, I think it speaks volumes of you, because I take the piss out of myself all the time. So if these trolls think I give a shit, severely mistaken.
Can't take yourself too seriously.
No, I'm my own most self-deprecator. So Happy Gilmore is one of his most quotable films. I've kind of seen bits of I've seen bits of Happy Gilmore, but I've never sat down and watched it properly. Gotta love Sandler's no fuck attitude. Completely agree. Yeah, at least when he signs a deal, he actually makes a move. He strikes me as like he would be a nice guy on set. He's probably quite professional. He probably turns up on time. I think he probably takes the work quite seriously. But I bet there's kind of no ego on his set. Do you know what I mean? He probably treats everybody exactly the same. And so yeah, I imagine an Adam Sandler set is quite a fun place to be. I would think. So yeah, so that was called Day of Reckoning, official trailer. Don't know when it's out, but yeah, I'm sure that'll be an easy watch.
Scott Addy, they don't have Richard Kiel in there anymore.
Yeah, Richard Kiel.
Yeah, he was in the first. He was kind of just like a side character in the first movie. He originally played like the foreman on a job that Adam Sandler was working on, but because Adam Sandler's going to be Adam Sandler, he's shooting nails out of a nail gun just at a bunch of like beer cans and nails Richard Kiel on the side of the head.
That sounds like the sort of thing that, you know, I could actually envisage happening to Richard Kiel for real.
For sure. Guy that size, yeah.
Carl Weathers. Oh. Yeah, because is it sort of like, is the basic story he kind of becomes a professional golfer by accident or something?
Yeah.
Right.
Like he's just some accidental prodigy at it.
Yeah, quite. So it's got kind of sort of shades of Caddyshack a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, would quite. I mean, I think because around this time he kind of did several other films that were just sort of really quite pants.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
And that just kind of, yeah, it's good old Richard Kiel. That just didn't make me kind of wanna. What was the one where it's like four friends? There's two timelines in it. You see them as kids. You see these four
like
guys.
Grown-ups?
That was it.
Yeah.
That movie was not good.
No, that movie sucked.
That movie had massive promotion. It was quite a big name
too.
I know they did. I didn't go anywhere near the sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was, and I just sort of, it was all these young people turning up for the premiere that Adam Sandler in a terminal golf. So that's the Spanish Terminina golf. That's the Spanish one. Uma malacho no golfe. I do like these alternative foreign titles. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So like after Grown Ups, I was kind of like, I've been tricked into going to see a couple of Adam Sandler movies. I'm not going to be tricked into going to see any more. So I at that point, I had like an Adam Sandler veto in place.
Okay, that makes sense.
And this lady who plays, I don't know if that's this lady playing his mother in the center.
His grandma, yeah.
She was. I saw her in loads of films growing up. This actress.
I bet.
Is that Julie Bowen? Is it? Or is
I
Frances?
Don't recall her name. Give me one sec.
Let's try Frances Bay. It's Frances Bay. Passed away in 2011. So I'm just going to see what else. Of course, she was in Foul Play. That's a great film. She was in Blue Velvet. I saw that. Yeah, she did some Twin Peaks bits and pieces. But I've seen her in more than that. Let's see what else. I watched all the early seasons of ER, so I would have seen her in that. I would have seen her in The Wedding Planner.
How's it going, Blue?
Is that Blue Collar Loser?
Yeah. So he's currently driving home.
He'll hop on if we're still on. I don't know. I'll probably go for about another 15 or 20 minutes, Blue. But if you've got the link, dude. I think I sent you the link, didn't I? Yeah, she did. She's done some stuff that I've seen for sure. A whole load of things. But yeah, I remember her episode of the X-Files. So that was another one. Single white female. I remember her in that as well. Yeah, they're doing a new one of that.
I don't remember her in The Crow. That's weird.
Oh, I can't remember who she played in The Crow. Someone's grandmother, I'm guessing.
For sure. But like,
what would you give Happy Gilmore out of 10? What's your rating?
As far as like the overall writing goes, I'd probably give it like a 6, but it is a genuinely fun movie.
Okay.
So like the I don't know in the UK if they do this thing where like what the weather really is temperature wise versus what it feels like based on the humidity.
Oh, okay. Kind of sometimes.
Yeah. So this will be like in reality it's a 6, feels like a 7.
Okay, yeah, I got you. Well worth a watch, according to Wormy Spoons. I still haven't seen it. I'll give it a watch at some point. I've seen bits of it. It's been on in houses that I've been present in, but yeah, that's about it. I'm surprised I haven't had a copyright flag for either of the trailers I've showed yet. But I guarantee you, as soon as this stream ends, I'm gonna get text. You're
strike for every trailer.
Yeah,
you can successfully tank your channel in one stream.
Well, I mean, I normally what I do is I just cut them out. So it's a shame though. I mean, because trailers are trailers. They're designed to be shown in the public forum, ideally,
exactly,
by as many people as possible.
Right? It's free advertisement, literally.
I know. So I mean, why wouldn't you want YouTubers like talking about the trailer for your film? I just don't. I don't get why stroppy about that stuff.
I don't know. As far as I can tell, YouTube's a bit of a self-contradicting mystery.
Oh well, indeed. I mean, yeah, I don't.
They made a Little Nicky too. What? I saw the first one.
The Little Nicky.
Yeah.
That's not a film I'm especially jumping up and down to.
I completely understand. In retrospect, this one's like a 4 that feels like a 5. It's pretty bad.
Just looking to see if there's any other trailers that we should talk about. What else is what? Because that's one of the things that Drinker was saying tonight. You know, is there's nothing I'm excited about. There's nothing I'm excited about, and I know what he means now. The ballerina movie. This is like the John Wick spin-off, right?
Yeah.
My friend Sharon is in this. She's just gone public about the fact that she's in this film. Just the other day. There she is. I was just about to say, I wonder if she's in the trailer. God, she's in it right at the beginning. Let me have a quick look.
Nice.
In Slavic mythology, the Kiki.
That's my friend Sharon. She took me to see the cast and crew screening of Rogue One, which she's also in. And she made sure I had a ticket to the June premiere, and she introduced me personally to Denis Villeneuve at the after party.
Nice.
What a legend.
Mara is a spirit.
She's such a phenomenally
in the shadows.
Talented actress. I mean, she's
darkness in their
can do like
she can be vengeful.
Do about 40 different accents.
She can be protective.
You know. So not only is she in this movie, but she's like narrating the trailer. That's pretty fucking cool. I don't want to. You know what? They show too much these days, so I don't really want to. I don't like watching too many trailers now because they will show you everything. June 6th, that's coming out. Are you enticed at all?
Well, I've only seen like the one John Wick movie. Like,
right.
Sadly, action doesn't really catch my attention too much. In fact, the only reason I even watched John Wick 3 was because I heard that it had like a reference to the game Hotline Miami. I was like, that's kind of neat.
Do you find that a lot of action in films now is the action itself is overproduced?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, that's one of the things I'm thinking about. There's a new Leonardo DiCaprio movie coming out called One Battle After Another, which has, among other things in the trailer, a pregnant woman shooting it looks like an AK-74 with a drum barrel magazine.
Okay.
So, yeah, God knows.
God knows be
what this is
either
about.
Here or there.
It's a teaser, so it's very, very short.
Say like there's only two ways that can go. Like, is she standing up for herself in a desperation move, or is this satirical?
That's the shot. That's the shot right there. Yeah. I mean, Axel's abode has.
Oh God, it's like she's bracing the gun up against her belly.
Well, teach the kids to shoot early. That's what I say.
God.
Overshot and over edited. If you can see it, it's dark most of the time. I assume you're talking about
not even braced against her shoulder.
I would agree that action is very overproduced in a lot of movies these days. It's also like there's two things that turn me off about action, right, in films. One is if I can't follow what's going on. If I can't understand the geography of the battle, then the battle immediately becomes boring to me. Or if the geography of the battle is against the laws of physics of itself, aka Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power season 2. I was on Open Bar to discuss that.
I remember that. Yeah, you were talking about the when they drained the river.
Yeah, and that's what did it do? Just dry up all of a sudden? Of course, it's going to have about 8 feet of silt on the bottom at least. It might be a fantasy river, but it's still going to have silt. It's it's a river. So as soon as those people will charge across it, they're just going to get caked in mud, and they're also wearing fucking armor. It's like there's no sort of like laws of physics. I mean, if they had, someone had stepped forward and go, I turn mud to solid rock and done some sort of spell. So now suddenly the riverbed is like a dry desert kind of thing. Okay.
Right. Like if a Balrog or something had walked across the silt.
Yeah. And
that would have made sense.
Yeah. But there was
to counter Blue real quick. Like Commando was put out in just a time frame where people actually knew how to do action flicks. Like nowadays, we don't get anything nearly as cool.
I'm in a movie like Commando where it's Arnie against 200 guys. And I love the way they recycle the stuntmen in Commando. One of the most fun things is watching to see, there's that same stuntman again, but they've put a moustache on him. It's awesome. About the same. It's about the same 20 guys, and sometimes they've got hats on. Sometimes they take off the hat, then they go for a bald cap. And
was Sisu last year?
But it's fun. But the thing is with Commando is I'm not expecting realism because it's an Arnie film. Yeah. Just in the way I'm not expecting realism with Rambo. It depends on the type of action movie it is. If it's 13 hours. I want realistic action scenes, and that's the one recent Michael Bay movie.
Yeah, Sisu was 3 years
really
ago.
Great. Sisu, I just watched that again 2 days ago. Nice. Absolutely love it. Now here we go. This is funny. The muddy mess would have given me French flashbacks to Henry V. I'm in that scene. If you're talking about Kenneth Branagh one, Rachel, yeah, I'm an extra in that scene. And yeah, it was very muddy, and they had 2 fire engines that hosed down the whole set to make it even muddier, which would call it a set. It's basically a field next to a dike at Shepperton Film Studios. And it was really muddy and really damp, and everybody had colds and everybody was ill. And I was only on it for 1 day, so thank God.
Yeah,
so that's one battle after another. Don't know what it's about.
What's the difference between
got the accountant too. This is quite a cool YouTube channel, Movie Trailer Source. So I guess it's somebody who just puts up trailers, or it's probably sponsored, isn't it?
Probably.
I would imagine, because otherwise they would just all get constantly blocked. So
sure.
See what else we've got here.
Yeah, if you look at their partners, all of these are going to be sponsored.
Here you go, Procto. Look, it's your biopic, Dying for Sex. The Life of Proctophile. First movie trailer for Dying for Sex, starring Michelle Williams, Jenny Slate, and Rob Delaney. I've heard of Michelle Williams. She was in What's It, wasn't she? She was Heath Ledger's ex-girlfriend, and she was in Dawson's Creek.
Oh.
That's what I mainly know her from. She's aging quite well. She still looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I like the short hair as well. That definitely suits her. So this looks like a kind of serious, quite heavy movie. Shadow Force. I showed the trailer for Shadow Force at the beginning before you came on the stream. I mean, you've seen it all before. Seen it all before.
That's a shame.
Yeah, family where mum and dad used to be part of a special unit. That special unit, you're never allowed to leave it. So the head of the special unit coming after mum and dad. Mum and dad are going to kill everybody. Blah 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 blah.
Yep. We're going to do it for the family.
Yeah. River of Blood is directed by a friend of mine, Howard Ford. And he's been on the channel. I interviewed him just as he was about to go into production for this. Interviewed him about his movie called The Ledge. And then he went on holiday to Thailand, and he found a place when he was out there. And that's David. And he's like a Roger Corman. They're like really good sort of B horror films. You're never going to rate them higher than 6 or 7 out of 10, but they're perfectly watchable, fun 2-hour movies. Talk of fun and watchable, we couldn't get that person, but Blue Collar Losers. Dude, you're gracing my channel twice in 3 months. That's got to be
got
to be a person.
What's going on?
I just got out. Me and a kid. I was just telling everybody in our group chat and on Twitter, like, hey, that film Ash, it's funny, Lance. Enzo kept talking about it. No promotions. Just watched it with my kid. Highly recommend it. Probably the most fun I've had this year in theaters.
Let me have a look. Let me have a quick look for it.
It's like, but no, I hate when these great films no one talks about. So I'm gonna make a video tonight. In what we yesterday, the director's called Flying Lotus, and
that's an interesting name for a director.
Yeah, he's a.
They're either involved somehow in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Potato, or they come from a reservation or something.
Yeah,
I love I'll tell you what, I love that poster. That's a
Lance. If this is a low budget film, this reminds me of when Carpenter did The Thing. Whatever budget they had.
About to say, it reminds me of The Thing.
This is imagine Event Horizon meets The Thing meets Dead Space the game. That's this movie.
Ooh.
I know. I just told Vex Nadia this. I am highly recommending this movie. We just walked out with. He's like, Dad's like, my kid's like, what the hell we just watched? Like, yeah. and nobody's talking about it. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's
weird. You just noticed in theaters,
but you just proved that wrong because we are talking.
That's why I wanted to come on for you guys had it out. So I might go see the second time.
I'm actually interested in this enough that I want to watch the trailer right now. So
and a good thing too, it's a tight 90 minutes too.
Okay,
let's have a look.
Yeah, because I said Enzo was talking. It just reminds me, like, and also the sound, like it's definitely in like the body horror. Oh, trust me, obviously CG versus practical effects with The Thing, but it's like the same type where, like, you'll see like whatever faces exploding or stuff or jaws flying off, but it's not like Saw level disgusting. It fits the plot of the film, and definitely has like the sci-fi. So it's like so much The Thing and Event Horizon mixed in together, and I'd say 90% of the movie is just inside of one space station.
All right, let's don't give this on the big screen if I could.
No, I just didn't. Funny, even telling Vex like, I didn't hear about this, Chris. I said, no, go watch the show right now. Nadia's got the flu. Nadia wanted to go see it today, and I'm like, guys, again, I'm So thanks, Lance, for letting me tell people like more indie films.
Thank you, man.
Hell bitching about Snow White, go see this film. And said the score.
Fuck Snow White.
It's interesting, right? It's currently scoring 5.8 on IMDb. There's only, I guess it dropped on Friday. There's only 4 user reviews, right? one of them is 7 out of 10. One is 10 out of 10.
10 10.
The other is 10 out of 10, and then we have a 3 out of 10.
3? We nuts?
Very bad movie.
Oh, whoa. Very bad direction.
Well, I mean, just from the strength of the trailer alone, I can tell the directions.
I'm about to hop on DB after Gucci streams. But I mean, it's not like it's a simple plot. I mean,
thumbs down this review so hard.
Yeah, really.
Yeah,
yeah. It's a simple plot.
I've realized who Flying Lotus dude is now. Yeah, he's done it.
Well, Enzo said he liked Kuso. I haven't seen that film. I'm curious to see what else he's done now.
He's mainly known for he's a music composer, and he's also done some music videos.
Okay.
And he also composed the music for Ash.
Okay. Yes. The score, my kids like that. The score was fantastic in this film.
Yeah, and then he did. I know he was involved in VHS 99. I remember this film, and I mean, it was, it's okay. It's kind of like a found footage movie.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah.
There's like 3 sections in it. So but this I think it looks good.
No,
it looks interesting at the very least.
Yeah. I'd certainly like to see it for sure. So yeah, thanks for the recommendation, man.
Oh, definitely. I'll listen to Nielsen ratings as I do, and if you get a chance, please let me know, because I told Enzo, Vex, Naughty, everybody, hey guys, please.
I'll mention it on Tuesday's show next week.
Yeah, you mentioned stuff coming out. I mean, I know it is what it is, but Working Man with Jason Statham. I mean, I just like Jason Statham being Jason Statham.
Well, Jason Statham's getting on a bit now. I don't think he's kind of. I think his action days are probably coming to an end.
But come on, Jason, we need Crank 3.
I mean, I'm sure he's still got many a movie left in him, but I think he'll be stepping away from the action.
I'm looking forward to seeing The Amateur. That looks good.
The Amateur, is that a new Statham one? Is it?
No, it's one with Rami Malek.
Oh, yeah. What's that about?
Basically, his wife gets killed, and he's a CIA agent, but he's not good at combat. He's very intelligent, like a super genius, and the way he's dispatching people. And that you have the trailer, it looks really good.
What's it called again?
The Amateur.
Amateur.
Comes out. I'm trying to relap right now.
I had a fun troll on Open Bar tonight.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah. They were calling me a woke leftist who'd infiltrated drinkers.
Why?
Circle or whatever. Hey, you're that weird leftist guy, and I was like, "What the fuck? How do you know what my politics are, you arsehole? I don't even talk about my political views."
Yeah, I know. Like Will was talking about Snow White, and that's the only thing. I mean, that was the headline for tonight was Snow White, obviously.
So it was quite funny, and all the mods wanted to ban him, and I was like, "No, let him carry on talking. Let him hang his rope out."
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's the same troll. There's a couple of them. It's the same.
Yeah, I mean,
pop on me before. But it was good. It was hugely entertaining because he actually was going. He said you claim to be friends with Jason Fleming, but you're not. And I'm like, well, okay, whatever. He co-owns all of my work, but whatever, dude. But apart from that, I don't really know him, but he's co-owns copyright of like every play and movie I've ever written.
Yeah.
This
looks promising.
Yeah, do you know what? I've seen a bit of this trailer, but I didn't watch the whole thing. I must have got interrupted. Let's have a quick. We've watched about 5 trailers already.
We got a ping in Rome.
He's in London. He just got on a bus in Prague. He practically invented half of our surveillance. Maybe y'all misjudge this individual.
I tell you what, that I want to see.
Tell me, man.
Because I mean, as opposed to whatever that other Shadow Force nonsense was, we watched the trailer for that earlier.
Yeah.
This looks actually pretty interesting. This looks quite
That's me,
great.
you know,
Different take on stuff we've seen before. But
well, that's me. So many times we're getting these like just not independent to say, but just independent that non-franchise films keep popping up, and hey, they look fantastic. So it's
there's a new Bacon movie out as well. There's a new Kevin Bacon movie called The Bondsman.
Yeah, that's right. I heard about that.
Yeah, I don't. It's sort of. It looks very indie.
See, did you see today the official teaser trailer for the Toxic Avenger movie?
Oh God!
Oh, there's a new Toxic Avenger movie.
Well, remember,
what are they rebooting that?
It came out a couple years ago. It's Peter Dinklage as Toxic Avenger, Elijah Wood, and it was so gross and gratuitous no one would distribute it. So it was filmed. It's been developed. No, it's officially has been done 2 years ago. Nobody could get the rights. Now it's officially coming out in August. And Peter Dinklage playing the Toxic Avenger. It's a 10-second teaser. It's so over the top and disgusting as Toxic Avenger should be,
for sure. Because I've seen all the other movies, and
like,
as bizarre as they are, I do appreciate them for what they are.
Yeah,
but like
that's the same as Trauma, isn't it? Trauma. They made that very strange film called Surf Nazis Must Die.
Yeah,
and that movie had a radio trailer campaign. And that trailer played across the radio, and it was like coming out this Friday, and you kind of had this like World War II air raid siren blaring, and like some gunfire, and somebody saying one line of dialogue, and that was like "Surf Nazis must die." And I was like, "What the fuck is this movie?"
It's like the initial release was September 23rd, 2023. This why hasn't it been released for? It's been described as unreleasable due to its gore and graphic content. Filmmaker and producer Adam Mesnick stated on Twitter that no one came forward because the film is not safe enough to market.
Well, I'm sold.
Exactly. There's a 1 minute teaser out, Lance.
That's like the best advertising you could ever ask for.
There's a 1 minute teaser on YouTube from Joe Blow Horror. It's a 1 minute and 20 seconds. So it's the official Toxic Avenger teaser trailer. If you want to look it up.
Right. Percy Art says, "Ooh, new fear unlocked. Glass swimming pools. How about new fear unlocked?
Those infinity pools
comes on the screen."
Yeah.
So I've been trying to get her to come on the channel for ages, but she's being shy. So this is Surf Nazis Must Die is like Karate Kid meets Surfers meets American Ninja by the looks of the trailer.
I forgot that as well. In Toxic Avenger, you have Elijah Wood and Kevin Bacon are both in it.
Oh, that's awesome.
What, in the original one?
No, the new one.
That's fucking wild.
Is there a trailer for the new one?
Yeah, yep, it's on YouTube. It came out just today. It's on Rapid.
Let's check that out. Sorry, I was getting engrossed in this incredible piece of cinema.
No, because I've certain my friends, they're so excited because they've been looking forward to this film 2 years ago, and it was supposed to come out 2 years ago. It's been in development for like the past 5 years. Now it's official coming out in August. Everyone's like, about time. We've been waiting for 5 years for this movie.
I love the fact that Kevin Bacon decided to be in the Toxic Avenger trailer.
Yeah.
Honestly, respect. It's fucking awesome.
I mean, he knows the value of a good B movie. So is it the teaser trailer?
Toxic Avenger a B movie?
Yeah, it is teaser.
Teaser trailer that came out 1 day ago, right?
Yes.
Okay. And does it start with Miss Meat? Is that the thing?
Should be it, yeah.
Probably.
Hold on.
Yeah.
This is the right thing.
Yep, that's it.
Like it.
Let's have a look.
It looks so stupid.
It really does.
Fun pod, same great grub. We stop your box. Tuna taco.
Like Quentin Tarantino.
I didn't know you were in here.
Bring the family, bring the kids, bring the granny. I got you, little brother.
Reports that a group of armed political extremists, good lord, y'all, they've taken hostages.
Nobody special. Just some
Staff is an interesting choice.
with a mom.
It's a gas.
Stupid fucking antler. You too, dummy. Give me your lunch.
Alex,
That's all I need. That's it.
I'm sold.
Yeah, that's all you need. 1 minute teaser. It's like
I mean,
the kid's like,
Although that is like almost a shot for shot rehash of the beginning to Citizen Toxie.
oh wow.
Except that movie starts where a bunch of like armed terrorists are taking over like a special needs school, and they're gonna blow up all the special needs people.
All right, Lance, me
Toxie and
hop onto Gooch. Gooch is doing this Kaiju number 8 in 10 minutes, so check that out.
What he's streaming tonight?
Yeah, about 10 minutes. Well, technically 15, but yeah.
Funny enough, he said he was going to come on when I was because I sent him the link.
He's probably like busy because we're doing. There's only run episode 11 and the show ends episode 12, so he's doing his animation block and. But
do you know what? I just found a trailer for a remake of Anaconda with Jack Black and.
Oh yeah,
it's AI created.
Really?
Why?
Yeah, it's like fake.
Man.
But when I first put it on, I was like, "Oh, is this a real movie?"
I'm telling you, Enzo, there's so much hype around this. The fact that, like, maybe like Lance said, it's good marketing. The fact that it's so disgusting we couldn't release it, that makes everyone want to see it that much more now.
No, that's a perfect marketing tool.
Yeah.
So all right, well, it's 1:45. I think we'll start to wrap up. Oh, Stupenzo's here. Hey.
All right, I'll see you guys. Well, I'll be on Gooch's thing right now.
Yeah, so you're going over to Gooch. He's doing do you say he's doing a kaiju stream?
Yeah, it's called Kaiju number 8. It's an anime. It's about people fighting kaijus. That's what it is.
Do you know what? I never would have guessed it was about that with a title like that. So Gooch's channel for anyone watching, that's the Diabolical Soul.
All right, Proctor, I'll see you in chat. But yeah, Lance, of course, if you do late night or Tuesday night, since if it's late, I'll hop on whenever I get out of work.
Yeah. No worries. No, don't sweat it. I'll tell Gooch I said hi, but I'll be heading off to bed.
Before you head out, Blue, you said that you wanted to actually do the Dead or Alive thing maybe next week.
Oh yeah, sure. No, I'll contact you. Like I said, we always got more people. And Lance, everyone's invited. Just time zones. Like I said, this is Lance's 2:00 in the morning. So
yep. Just while
we doing Rutger Hauer's Dead or Alive? Is that
it's
what that is?
I think it's a crappy one, the video game adaptation, but it's it's so bad it's good.
I love it.
Yeah, just hit me up on I'll hit you up on Twitter once we're done.
Okay. Cool,
right, buddy.
Yeah, thanks. Scheduled there.
All right. Well, listen. Thanks for people popping in and joining this late night stream. I normally do one of these after open bar, and I'm changing the title from Late Night with Lancey to Open Bar After Party. So that's probably if you say that's cashing in, yeah, you're absolutely right. Because I want more people to find out about the channel, obviously, and of course I am one of Drinker's moderators, so. I'm kind of affiliated with the channel. Yeah, Wings Hauser died today. I have to say, I thought he was dead already. I think he was one of the people that suffered from a fake death announcement a few years ago. There's been a few of them. Like there was one of those for James Earl Jones like twice before he actually died. So yeah, I thought he had already gone. He's got a son who's a pretty good actor called Cole Hauser, I think. He's a pretty good actor. So all right. Listen, thanks to Proctophile for stepping in, coming on.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Thank you.
Much appreciated. Good to have you here. Good to see some of my buddies in the chat there. Stupenzo among them. And Stupenzo, don't forget my thumbnail for actor Cameron Jack. I've got a temporary Wheel of Time thing for him at the minute, and we're not only going to be talking about that. So, yeah, do check out the channels of my guests. Look out for their streams and support them as and when you can. Do check out the other content on my channel. I've got loads of interesting stuff. And also, don't forget, if you're a creative, you've got a project that you want to come on and talk about this, as long as there's something I can see something we can show people. Get in touch via the Outcast Creative Facebook page or my Twitter account. You can find all the links under most of my streams. Until then, I'll see you real soon.
Interviews with fellow artists on the rise, and reviews that might surprise. Films, TV shows from